Good morning, Ashok.
Morning.
Today we'll continue where we left off the last episode, and you please tell us what India should do to become really successful in farming, just like Israel and Holland and some of these countries where you never hear of farmer suicide and distress and all that. And some of these countries have less resources than us. So what is lacking, what people should do, and why those countries are successful, why we are not successful?
If you look at in agriculture, basically the agriculture farming when you do, we should have a proper revenue model. Unless you are able to generate money every day, the success cannot come unless you make a profit. So that what we should think, either intensive cultivation or extensive cultivation. Extensive cultivation can be done only in a large acreage like plantation, etc. Where today, if you look at that way, the expansion in plantation and generating more revenue, it's not possible because of the limited land. The only option for country like us, or even I chose the model of intensive agriculture. In intensive agriculture, what we do, we convert every piece of land into a more productive unit. One of that is plastic in agriculture. If you look at the whole story of the most successful countries in the world, they are not blessed with the weather like us. We are in a tropical country. We have 365 days excellent sunlight. We have good water sources. We also have excellent soil. But you take the most advanced countries or most successful countries which is doing a lot of agriculture export like Netherlands or Germany, or even you can take Israel, which has got adverse weathers, and even the soil is also not that encouraging. That way, if you look at, we are blessed with that. Only thing what we are lacking is the knowledge. So in that context, I was in touch with a lot of people from Israel, and we had a lot of companies from Netherlands. We had associated in floriculture. Initial days we thought we'll do floriculture by importing certain things. Later I learned that instead of importing the gladiolus bulb, which they used to sell it for 4.5 rupees, if we can produce those bulbs ourselves, we can produce it much cheaper. And it so happened, instead of me getting into, I was getting into growing flowers. Later I diverted myself and I started growing into bulbs, which was like a seed business, where we were able to generate in an acre more than 10 lakhs rupees.
That is gladiola.
Gladiola
Is a flower which the root is like an onion kind of.
Yeah, it is an onion. It's a bulb. It's a bulb.
And then once a year it comes out, and then you get the bright flowers.
It's not once a year. You can program yourself, and you can see that it can be grown 365 days also. It is a beautiful flower. It is well accepted in the market. And what happens in every business, like even in flowers, the fashion, it is like certain flowers become a fashion in a particular season. People opt for that kind of color. People opt for certain varieties of flowers. So certain seasons, for certain decorations, the gladiolus, it's got its own niche. So when in that niche, like we have to give them colorful flowers. So the breeding of this colorful flowers or breeding of this bulb itself is it's an expertise. Instead of growing flower, if you breed flowers and if you sell the bulbs, which can give almost something like more than 10 times or 15 times more profit than that of any other things. Now, for example, you take in India, we export maize, we export soya, we export so many other things, which is actually not the right thing to do. What we should do is we should convert that into a value addition, maybe into chicken, maybe into meat, maybe into cheese. Then we should be able to export. The most successful countries in agriculture, it is Netherlands, Israel, Germany, France, which is mostly in European belts. They have a nice market around them, and they are growing everything on an intensive cultivation. They don't have good soil and good weather like us. In fact, like if you take some of the successful companies which is in India, even they are exporting into Europe. Like you take gherkin, crops like gherkin, which has made a revolution in contract farming. The people earn less than 72 days, they earn more than 1.5 lakhs rupees in a quarter acre, which is not which is not the story in any other agriculture crops. What I mean to say is, unless we know that we can earn money, then only the success comes. So we should advise all our friends, all our farmer friends, to select such a crop which can generate a profit.
And but that seeds selling it is maybe a problem, no? Marketing.
Seeds, for
Like
example.
gladiola seeds, for example.
Yeah, it was not difficult. It was not difficult. Even today also it is not difficult, but I am not doing it now. There are a lot of people who can do it in a small way. Now you take an example of even certain things like hybrid seeds or even selection, or there are certain native varieties. All this is any business connected to seed, any business which is connected to nursery, any business which is connected to export oriented, exporting into Europe, or anything which directly connects to the consumer, it is most successful in agriculture. If you are not connecting it, if you are getting into a commodity market, the risk of monsoon and market that predominates, and you will be the gainer or loser depending upon the situation.
So loss of control is there. You don't know how the outcome.
Yeah, we can control that. So one of the successful model is, like, if you see now, we are into poultry breeding. So we have gone one step further, like we have set of farmers. Those farmers, they are contract with us. So we have a nice group. We have a group of around 300 farmers with us. All these 300 farmers, and we work together. And he's got his sheds, he's got his resources, and he works for himself, and he generates a decent income. So that way, like, it is as good as like a person who's got around 5,000 birds, he generates comfortably around 60,000 kgs of chicken a year. 60,000 of kgs of a chicken, he makes comfortably around 2.5 to 3 lakhs rupees profit per annum, which generally goes for supporting his family.